What's up guys, welcome back with Race&Tune. I'm Nick.
I'm Vic.
And today we're going to review Lexus ES350 2014.
Alright.
So let's talk, why this car is so special?
There is a lot of luxury involved in it, that's why.
It's simply amazing.
Yeah.
The one that we review today is with the V6 engine. And tell me more about the horsepower and torque.
So the horsepower is 268 and 238 pound-feet of torque.
And this is the same 3.5 liter engine that Lexus used for
a very long time.
Very long time. They use in different models. But in this car, I'll tell you, is detuned. Usually, it makes in IS model, in IS350, makes 300 horsepower. Here make only 268, and the reason is they tune the car to be quiet and really good on fuel economy. This car with this engine gets the same fuel economy as the IS250, which is the small 6-cylinder engine.
And what's the fuel economy?
By the books, it's around 21 city and 31 highway, which is truly amazing for such a big car with a really good V6 engine. And the V6 is also big. It gets the same fuel economy pretty much as the Volkswagen CC that we made the review.
Oh yeah, but compared to it, this car is pretty huge. It's like a boat.
What's your first impression?
My first impression, everything is high quality in here. Leather everywhere. You even have leather stitching here on the dash. You have a little, there's no plastic anywhere. It's soft material. Down the soft material, you also have like a leatherette-ish type of material. You have hard plastic only on the bottom side.
Yes.
Right here, the bottom side of the central console, and you have like a fake wooden.
I don't think it's even fake actually.
Yeah, it might be real.
It's really good. Everything is really high quality. Everything is soft touch, and it's so elegant. Look, the cup holder.
Yeah,
it's just
everything.
It's so quiet as well.
Yeah, everything is done with one simple touch.
Yes.
Opening the cup holders, opening the armrest. Look, it just. Even though the car is old, it's 2014. Lexus really stepped on their game for that particular year and introduced that model along with the luxury that it offers, and it's a pretty satisfying car to ride. And tell me about driving it so far.
Let's see. And it's fast.
Oh yeah,
it's
it picks up.
Quick enough. Let's put it that way. I love the steering wheel. So nice.
What is it? It has leather a little bit?
It's a mix between leather and wood, but it's such a nice feel.
It has wooden trim in this, from the passenger side to the central console to your side, and it has that also on the steering wheel.
Yes.
And so as far as the central console is concerned, I like how it is kind of separated as well. The climate control is on the bottom. In the middle you have an analog clock, which is very classy in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then the infotainment screen is like 10-inch.
It's big.
It's really huge.
For that,
it's like a TV.
Yes, for that it's pretty good size as well.
How is your vision?
The vision is great. I think the gauge cluster is very nice. It's classy. This is actually the best-selling Lexus.
Oh really?
Ever.
Why is that? Is it because of the engine?
It's a competitor with the Mercedes E-Class and BMW 5 Series. This is a little bit cheaper than them, like if you go brand new.
Okay.
And it has more luxury than them. You have heated ventilated seats. The ventilated seats are really good actually.
Yeah, the
seats are very comfortable.
seats, we have them on currently right now, and they work pretty good.
We know most part of America now it's cold, it's winter, but not here in Florida.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Also, it's cheaper than the Mercedes C-Class. It's cheaper than BMW 5 Series.
And it's more reliable.
And it's reliable. And it's Lexus. They keep their value pretty well as well.
Lexus, I don't want to compare them with Toyota because they're simply there is no comparison. They are the same, pretty much manufacturer dressed in luxury clothes.
Yes, and they know how to build cars.
Yeah, they do, definitely. So we already talked about the engine, the horsepower.
The transmission is the same transmission that comes from the previous generation. Actually, the engine and the transmission, they come from the previous generation. They didn't change them, and the reason they just work, they are bulletproof. This is actually one of the most reliable Lexus you can buy.
True, exactly. Lexus been relying on quality in terms of engine and transmission.
They barely change them. It takes years. They use this engine for, I think, close to 15 years.
I mean, I know there is an engine, the IS 350 F Sport uses completely the same engine, the V6.
Correct.
What else? The GS has the same engine.
RX, they use this engine all over the place.
The RC, the sporty model that I really like, it has really good looks, by the way. That model also offers the V6 naturally aspirated V6 350 F Sport, and it also has only 350, 300. These are the other trim levels that are also offered for this particular model, which is the ES. So you can buy it in 3 different trim levels. I'm not sure that 200 you can
There's
buy.
no.
It. There's no 200 for the ES.
There's only ES 350, and there's no
300.
There's no 300 on this. There's 300 on the IS.
Okay, so there's 300 on the IS.
There's this one, and you can buy a hybrid. And the hybrid actually it's 2.0 4-cylinder, and it comes with CVT transmission.
And you can buy this as an F Sport, right?
Not this year.
Not this year, okay.
No.
So which year did the F Sport starts from?
They started the latest generation.
Okay.
This is all about luxury. The suspension actually is really nice.
Yeah, it's like we're riding right now on a cloud. You can't feel anything, and the reason for that is because this car has 17-inch wheels for that big of a car. It has only 17-inch wheels, so you get more tire than the rim, and that is, like I said, for a reason, so you can ride comfortably on a long trip, and along with that you get good fuel economy. And talking about long trips,
there's plenty of space in the front and in the back.
Yeah, you can. It's a wide car. Like I said, it's the size of a boat. At the back, you have plenty of leg room, no matter if you're short or tall or short guy. We also have a really nice sunroof over here.
The sunroof is
that
really
we don't
nice.
really like in Florida because the sun is 360 days a year. And then you have, this one has pretty, yeah, I mean, you can't really complain about anything, even though it's an older generation car.
It's older generation, and we review that, and the reason why we do review on cars like this is because their price is dropping right now, and you can pick up this model for less than $15,000.
Yeah, right now.
And we do believe this is probably the best luxury car you can buy for $15,000.
You're still holding a value of $15,000. That's almost a 6-year-old car. And
brand new they came actually.
And another reason that it actually went a little bit down, because I've been watching these cars last year. They were way the value was way high.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because the new model of the ES came out.
The new just came out.
Yes, the 2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's your first impression behind the wheel?
My first impression behind the wheel, it feels really good, to be honest with you.
You know what made me impression? Yesterday we made a review on the Chevy Cruze, and the steering wheel was so light, and this is not. This is heavier, and it's very solid steering wheel. I like that.
I believe this. I don't know why. I just feel it light too.
It's light, but it's not as light as the Chevy.
Well, yeah. The reason for that is it's a
Bigger car.
It's a
heavier.
bigger car, but for this size, this wheel is pretty light for the size of the car. It feels light to me. I don't know. Yeah. Overall, the steering wheel feels really good. The gauge clusters are super huge.
They're very nice.
The rings, yes.
Yeah, for old people, just to make sure you see them. Because let's be honest, like back in the days,
True. Yeah. That's true.
Lexus, they're buying people who are buying Lexus. They were old people. They weren't. With this model, they decided to change things. They made it more aggressive.
Old and rich people.
Yeah,
I think.
old and rich. Yeah, you gotta be rich to buy Lexus. But they were mostly old people. With this model, they decided to change stuff around. They made it really, the looks amazing. They made it more aggressive look. They packed it with features, so they want to attract younger buyers, and I think it works very well. This car is actually on 50,000 miles, and it drives like brand new.
Yeah, the feeling is really good. You don't feel anything on the road. One of my first impressions when driving the car, you feel literally nothing, like riding on a cloud.
Very
No
smooth
bumps, no bumps, very smooth turning, driving, accelerating, and I don't know, I really like the V6 sound. Imagine if it was V8. And when we do that,
It has plenty of power.
it has plenty of power to pick up and accelerate. Yeah, nothing to complain about.
So, I earlier mentioned that probably this is the best car for under $15,000. The best luxury car for under $15,000. What do you think about it? Are you agree?
I would kind of agree and kind of disagree because for me, I wouldn't buy this car.
Why you wouldn't buy this car?
I'll tell you why. Because this car, first of all, is too big for me. I wouldn't buy such a big car unless I have 3 kids and a wife. I have a wife, but don't have 3 kids yet. And if you would like to buy a bigger car, a spacious car, and you don't want to go with the SUV, this is the right car for you. And if you want to save money.
What else is in this class that you're gonna buy?
In this class, I would probably go with right now with it's still a Lexus, by the way, but I wouldn't buy this Lexus.
Which one?
Particular. I would prefer to buy the RCF or the RCF Sport.
But that's not in this class. That's a coupe. You can't compare coupe to the sedan, to the luxury
Yeah,
sedan.
I'm just saying about.
So in this class,
Yeah, but
it's the BMW 5 Series, the main competitors.
I would buy an Audi.
Audi A6.
Audi, exactly, A5 or A6.
Why would you pick the Audi instead of this?
Because I believe Audi's design of the inside,
Yeah, you're right.
is way better than this one. This is kind of, even though it's an old car from 2014, the competitor, such as in this particular example, Audi, has the way better interior, a way better looking interior than this Lexus.
See, I'm agree and disagree with that. The interior here, it didn't age at all. I mean, it's made to be
To be honest with you, the Lexus even kept that's one of the, I believe, complaints from Lexus, from a lot of customers, that this interior, they didn't update it a lot throughout the years. Even if you go ahead right now and purchase 2000 and like a latest model, 18 or 19, the interior does not look as premium as the competitors, like such as BMW, Audi, or Mercedes. This is kind of a little bit simple.
You're right, but that's a good thing, because the thing that shows the age of the car the most and the infotainment system. And I think this interior is timeless. Never gonna get old. And it's very simple. I'm agree with Audi, they do a really good job with the design, but I do think this is better overall than the Audi. With holding their value, reliability, I mean, we can't talk
Yes,
about that.
and that's another disadvantage. That's why the depreciation value of the German cars goes down really fast compared to this one. But like I said, Lexus doesn't really bet on that. They bet and they work on the actual drivetrain engine, not really focused on making it fancier from the inside, and such as Audi and BMW and the competitors, the other competitors. Whereas Lexus just want to make things work. You start the car and then you leave.
And you don't need to worry if it's gonna break down.
Exactly, it's gonna get you always from point A to point B.
So this is the inside, and we talk about outside. We talk about also the driving impression. So this is the inside. I want to show you how good it is. Everything is elegant. Everything is so nice and smooth.
One touch, no click, no nothing. It just
Yes. And I think the interior is really good. Also, the infotainment system actually has the joystick that BMW use on their iDrive. They copy that, and it works actually great. On the later generation, they use the mouse, which everybody hates, but it's amazing how well it works. The joystick.
You know what I like about the joystick and the spin wheel is the fact that you can't, even if for some reason you spill something on it, it's not gonna break. Whereas if you have a touchpad, maybe you can scratch it, maybe you can spill something on it. Whereas this is not a touchpad, it's like a joystick and a spin wheel.
Yes, and this year also the clock that we mentioned, it's really nice. You can.
I really like analog clocks. It's a really nice touch. I don't care what people think, but
hashtag hate. Also, the climate control, they're very simple actually to use. I was surprised.
True, yeah.
The shifter is small, and that gives you a lot of space here. And here you have the ventilated seats, the cooling seats. Here you have drive modes.
Yeah, you actually have 3 drive modes. You can put it to sport, which roughens the. It doesn't have dynamic dampers.
No, it doesn't.
It just roughens it holds the gears, and the RPMs a little bit more. Economy mode, driving for efficiency, and the normal is somewhere in between.
So, tell us more about your side of the car. What do you think about the steering wheel and the gate?
So the steering wheel is pretty. It's not big. It's a normal size steering wheel. You have the
I love it.
regular. Yeah, I love it too. If you're driving on 3 and 9 like you're supposed to hold the wheel, you have you can feel the leather material, which is only at this spot, and then you have wooden trim right here, and you also have some leather right down here. You have and I really like it overall. The buttons are a little bit plasticky.
Oh, yeah.
I believe these kind of materials they
just last forever.
They kind of I really don't know if Lexus's buttons last forever, but usually these plasticky kind of buttons, when you press them for a long time, you use them for a long time, they will kind of wear off.
No, actually Lexus, they do a pretty good job with lasting forever buttons. I'll tell you what. So this is the same stick for the
Toyota 4Runner.
They use this for I don't know 20 years.
But the 4Runner, isn't it on the left side?
It's on the right side.
Is the same on the right side?
Same place. And the reason that really defines Lexus, that just shows you that they don't change stuff because they works.
Yeah, I agree with you. I guess if you buy a Lexus, you're buying legacy.
Yes,
you are. And about the you have what we have here is another compartment on the left hand side, adjusting mirrors. You have the buttons for the trunk and the gas cap. And one of the things that all luxury cars have, you have not 2 but you have 3 presets for your seat.
yes.
And I really like one of the one of the biggest things that always catches my eye is whenever you start the car and you turn it off, how the wheel comes out, and when
It's
you
very easy.
shut down the car, it just goes back in. And
I'll tell you what, I'm surprised. The door pockets are kind of small.
That's true.
We did review on the
They're-
Chevy Cruze and they were bigger.
Yeah, they are shallow though. I don't think they are. Yeah, they are kind of shallow, and they're not as wide as the Chevy Cruze that we reviewed.
Yeah.
But and another thing, I really like the layout of the gauge cluster. Is pretty simple. No colors involved. Everything is pretty basic, but it gives you enough information. And you also have miles per hour and you have kilometers per hour in the middle.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I like and I love, and I mentioned that what I don't like in the Chevy Cruze. You have a keyless entry and push start button.
Yeah,
And that's a big plus.
that's a very good convenience.
It's super convenient.
For 2014 year car, that's a really good convenience back then.
Okay, so let's
yeah.
get in the back seat and see how much space there is.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're at the back of the Lexus ES350. Everything is leather, like we said before. You have enough leg room. I'm currently sitting behind myself. I'm 5'7". You have plenty of knee room and headroom. But if it's someone that's, you know, I'm a short guy, but if it's someone taller, maybe he might like have some issues brushing his head over the top. So we have like a magazine holder, another one. You can put your phone, charge it. Right here we have only 12 volt. We don't have a USB. We have vents for the left side passenger, right side passenger. We don't have any pockets here, door pockets. The mirrors are fully automatic, up and down. And in the middle we have an armrest. We also have two cup holders over here. Pretty simple, long armrest. And right here, if you live somewhere in the mountains and you like skiing, you have a ski pass, so you can carry your ski as well. And simple as that.
So as you can see, the trunk actually is huge. It's a 14.3 cubic feet, and the trunk opening is huge. And here in Florida, we're always ready for the beach, some beach chairs, flip-flops, or for rain with umbrellas.
Alright guys, thank you for watching.
Make sure you subscribe
Hit the notification bell.
so you don't miss any of our videos.